Okay, here for another film review looking at the game between Florida State and AU. So bringing this out, this was clearly a test, and man, I tell you what, this got real close. If you don't miss this one right here, and you're able to get through with that lead, oh man, I think this hits. I think this hits for a pretty big one. If either he or he are able to get this, that's the one that changes it. He gets a little piece because now you got this one right here. You've got to block. It's just so close to hitting up that seam. Wish I could show the end zone copy there, but that was really close. Love this play call on 1st and 10 here. You know that this is a team that loves to Charlie, and they're going to bring a lot of blitzes. And what do they do on the first snap? Little Charlie, and you run what's essentially a little screen on the guy that's going to be responsible for the back. That's really nice. And Benson gets out there, get your running back an opportunity in space right away. 3rd and 9 here. Offensive line really actually handled the rush pretty well on the day, but this was blown just in terms of the pass off here. So this should be a situation where this is passed off and he stays at the same level. He passes this off and now he takes the outside player. Emmanuel, I think, was ready to come off of this and come outside. They need to communicate. He should be staying inside. He should be taking that outside. Emmanuel got turned because he got nosy a little bit there, and that's why this ended up being a thing. It's too bad, too, because, again, there would have been an opportunity. Jordan getting that out. It's pretty good. Still able to get a completion there. Great day from the punter. Mastromano was really, really good. Key in this game. Good job by the punt team overall. FSU special teams, last I checked, was top 5 in the country in the SP Plus rankings, which is a sign of exactly how much they've put into them. So good for them. So here we go. Miami, the fact that they started Emory Williams, to me, was an indication that they were planning to keep this game close. Trying to take the same approach that managed to win for them against Clemson. Just don't turn it over. Don't turn it over. Keep it close. Maybe FSU makes some mistakes like Clemson did, and then you've got a chance to win the game. Because I do think this Miami team is maybe a top 20 team when they don't turn the ball over in bunches, which, that's been the issue for them with Van Dyke. So that's what they determined, and they were just going to run the football all game. Not much really to show here. Just fitting. So 1st down here. Just inside zone. No, this is duo. Yeah, this is duo here. I do like that Florida State ran a bunch more duo in this game. I think duo is one of their best concepts right now. It's not been the sort of thing that they've run a bunch in the past, but it's something that you can do a lot out of this look. And when you've got 2 tights, you can do it even more. So duo is where, so standard inside zone, let's say you've got inside zone left or inside zone right. So you're going inside zone right. He's going to aim at the A gap. And normally it's going to work A gap to A gap. So you're going to get a step to the right from everybody, and you're going to try to work from here up to the backer. He's going to work to there. You're going to go here, work, and normally he's going to come across on a split action and kick out the end. Again, work to there, work there, up to the backer. So pretty standard stuff. With duo, it's a little different. So the ball is going to come here, and I don't know if this one shows from the back. Maybe they do. No, they don't. Okay. With duo, what you're going to do is you're actually going to get the center working opposite the play call most of the time. So you're going to get a double team here, and then you're going to get usually a double team elsewhere. So you're going to essentially get 2 double teams on the defensive tackles. And the back is going to, so you're going to go 1 up, double team here. And out of this, you're going to get that double team. This is usually going to work inside as well. So he's going to kind of lead. But that's going to leave you with an unblocked backer because you're able to double that. Now, sometimes you'll double that and work your way to the backer, but generally the running back is just going to read the backer. If the backer stays inside, then the back is going to bounce it one way or the other. And then if he actually takes the outside gap, then the back is going to stick it. This is what Pittsburgh ran. The Steelers ran for quite a while when you'd see their backs just sort of sit in the backfield for a long time. Wait, and then go. So this is where Benson, this is pretty good patience with where that backer is. I'd like to see him bounce this. Maybe, but they do a good job of coming off the edge here to take that away. And the edge here does a good job. So he was looking at potentially bouncing this, and then you like that he sticks this up the nose. And I'll tell you what, Florida State's offensive line handled themselves pretty darn well in this game. Folks who are saying that the Miami line of scrimmage dominated this game, they handled themselves well. It's a good Miami line of scrimmage, but they didn't dominate Florida State up front. Nice concept here. So now you just got split zone action, and you're just going to get the ball on the edge, and now you've got a big dude in space. Now, this was interesting. This was a wrinkle I was surprised to see FSU bring in. So this is just speed option. And so all you're doing here, you're going to try to get this up on this backer, and you're going to option him. So end man on the line of scrimmage is being optioned, and if you can get your back to here, then this hits. Or if you get your tackle there. Tackle is just a little slow getting through, and the edge kind of pushes him down just a little bit too much. If he gets a piece here, oh, that's close. Then you've got great space. And Jordan, you'd like to see him hold that just a little longer and press the line of scrimmage just a little more, but you also don't want him taking a huge pounding, so this is okay. Force him to commit. What I don't like is the pitch here is not great, and you need him to commit to you so that he can't feather here and then head out. He muddied it. This, by the way, is a great recovery by Byers. So he's out of space and then still in position to get a little, kind of gets a little mini shove there as he's going for the tackle. And then Benson has just got game-changing speed. It's too bad this one didn't count. He was real close to not stepping out there. So 3rd and 8, and Miami here against tempo just didn't have the right play call. You see he's going, guys, who's going to cover that guy? So he decided to leave this guy alone rather than leaving this guy alone. Good decision. And Travis did a good job of recognizing, got a wide open player. So standard stuff here. You expect Miami to play real tight. They like to play bear. This is bear front. So bear, you're going to have 2-3 techniques generally. Sometimes one of those guys will be even inside, or sometimes both of them will be inside. The aim of bear is to give you a one-on-one with your nose tackle against a center who can't get help, and you're trying to use your nose tackle as a basically you're trying to get your defensive tackles one-on-one where the guards and center can't get help, and you're going to assume that one of your guys is going to win one of those matchups. And here, they don't. This is excellent from the Florida State offensive line. That's just really good. And when you're committing those 5 to the run, and now you've got clear man matchups here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that opens up for easy access on the slant. Nice catch. kind of doing whatever you want with him at this point. This duo again. I would like to see Byers lunge just a little bit less in these cases. Keep his center of gravity just a little longer to hold on to those blocks. But it didn't matter here. It's just really good. And see the other angle here. This is beautiful if they show it. Yeah. So key here, you see the little gallop step into the combo block. So you're going to see this. He's going to get, this is just absolutely textbook. What you tell him to do is kind of gallop step, which is a short step here, get right there. And then you want to near leg, near shoulder, just smash into the hip of this guy to help your center and get him moving this way. And then you work your way up to the backer. And then wherever he goes is going to be wrong. If he comes here, that's going to be a bounce. If he sits, then you just hit this hard and you break your tackle. So you see him sitting. So that read right there, that means that's a go. So if he comes downhill, then you just bounce it. So then you've got a back with really good strength. I was just going through some of Benson's runs earlier in the year on some other film, and he's had a better year than people realize. There's been some stuff in front of him that hasn't been great in terms of teams that have schemed really well to try to take him away, but he's had a better year than I thought. So, yeah. All right. 7-0. You're now comfortable. First down, and this is, I tell you what, love. Look at that right there from, who is that? Is that Lovett? Lovett played like a grown man in this game. Look at that right there. That's violence. Reset in the line of scrimmage. Boom. So they're going to run, what is this? I think that's actually duo too. Yeah, that's duo. 1st and 15, and they're fine. Gotta love having physical corners. Tell you what, 8, I'll pound the table for that guy. He's a good player. Renato Green has been a good player on the season. Few little hiccups. Biggest hiccups he's had have been in exchanges when teams have come inside to block the quarter safety and he's got to replace, and he's sometimes late on that. But other than that, he's been really good this year. So going to be duo again. Here's the thing: if you're gonna play against duo, these guys have to handle those double teams really well. And look at Farmer fighting. And look at Bethune working over the top. Deloach has gotten more credit for some of the big plays, the game-changing plays, but Bethune has been really good this year. 3rd and 3. So they've got the double on Verse here smartly. Pretty good on their interior in terms of the blocking. And here, your plan, I mean, I have no objections with what they're doing coverage-wise here. Problem is just this right here. He just gets beat, and he allows us what's called a squirt release, which is where the receiver is going to give hard outside action to try to get him to turn his hips upfield, and then he's going to come underneath that. And you just got to be more patient as a corner and trust your speed. Keep your inside leverage a little longer, and if you can stay in your shuffle or your pedal just a little bit longer against that squirt release, then when he tries to come back underneath, you can still jam that. So you see him right there, he turns, you're beat right there. So now, as the receiver, you put that foot in the ground and come up underneath. And yeah, that's good by Miami. Not quite good enough from Fentrell Cypress. Interestingly, Cypress played fewer snaps by about half compared to A.Z. Thomas in this game, and I think that's justifiable based on second half of the season so far. I think A.Z. Thomas is really your best corner opposite Renato Green right now, but yeah, you see how that works. You just need to stay in your shuffle just a little bit longer, stay more patient, stay with that inside leverage here, shuffle instead of turning those hips right here. You can't let that happen, because what he's going to do is quick, accelerate, and then crossover dribble inside. It's really good from George. It's not great from Cyprus. And this right here, this is a problem. Knowles cannot keep missing these tackles. He's got to come up. He's got to stop being an ankle biter, and he's got to make contact here. You got to put yourself, instead of leaving your feet, you got to put yourself through his hip and make contact and be a physical player. See him duck his head there? It's like he's closing his eyes. But they're going to have to get better play from that safety position. And you can see a little bit after this that Hussey was on the field and didn't play quite as well as what they would have liked in this game, or he probably would have stayed on the field a little longer. But that's one where I think over the next couple games against South Alabama and against Florida, you give Hussey extra opportunities to win that position. 3rd and 8, and at this point, I think they're pretty convinced that this quarterback can't beat him. So just go ahead and make him make a decision. And DeLoach has been absolutely dynamite in the pass rush game this year. The thing is, he takes off like a shot. And what I love about this is he doesn't come square against the quarterback here. This is a mistake a lot of rushers make in this, is that they'll come straight at the chest of the quarterback. What he does here is he chooses a shoulder. He works from this side and then forces him there and then finishes. See that right there? That's the difference. And when you do that, and you want to choose the throwing shoulder if you can, because you don't want him to be able to bounce there and then come to his throwing side. If you come just slightly to the side and then choose the shoulder, then you're forcing him to go the direction that you want him to go, and then you've got the momentum and you can run him down. This is absolutely fabulous. Love it. That's really good from DeLoach. Watch him set up right here to where he's coming straight up the A-gap, and now instead of coming straight at the shoulder pads, straight at the sternum, he's going to come just a little bit from that angle. See, right there. Plant that leg and then get him moving that way, and that's really good. Look at the coverage downfield. They're running mesh, and mesh needs a little time to get there. Quarterback's trying to head this way because they're trying to screen off to get this. It's actually a double screener here, essentially. They're trying to get him caught up and get this underneath. Pressure gets there so fast that it's a non-issue. Who is that? They're trying to get it to 16 there. Interesting. It's more duo. Ran more duo in this game than I thought they would. This is an opportunity. I think Benson actually missed the hole here. If he hits this right, if he recognizes, so he's so interested in sticking this up this way, if he recognizes what's happening here and you read the butt of your blocker and hits this here, this could have hit for a really big play. So start breaking right now before this happens. It's a really good play by Leonard Taylor to get him tripped up. But if he's able to stick that foot in the ground and head out here now you got a chance for a big play. But man, the balance is just so good. The leg strength is elite. Miami bringing a heavy pressure here, and Jordan Travis just being a dude. So what you did here, you've got an ineligible on the line of scrimmage here, and you went nub. The whole design here, you're going to go ahead and get here, try to get to that backer. You're going to option the end man. Issue here is just that the tackle misses this block. If this doesn't happen, if he's able to get that block right there, now if he does take the back, Travis has a long run here and doesn't have to take a hit. This is an RPO all the way here. This is really nice again. So this is duo. Running duo, but you got duo with a glance tag here. So all you're looking at is where's the adjuster here. So they're going to go, they're in bear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against your 7 plus the quarterback. So at this point, you've got man here, and then you've got a deep safety. As long as these guys stay up against the run, this is an automatic. So you're essentially optioning this guy. And watch him. Right there, he's watching. He sees him trigger. All right, fine. Boom. What a weapon Fitz has been this year after being a real weakness last year. What is this? I can't tell if that's zone or duo. I think that's duo. Where's the center working? No, center's working play side, so this should be just inside zone. Yeah, inside zone up. Now, Farmer here gets washed just a little bit. You're going real light box here. And you're still managing to keep that from getting big, so that's okay. Now this one, they did a good job of motioning too. So you're motioning your inside slot to try to get that look, and you're trying to just get his momentum here so that you get the block here, and then he's coming inside, and he's kind of already headed out with him so that you can get that lane. And you're going to work back to the backer. The real issue here is when he heads out here, he's got to be aware. He's got to be yelling screen. He's got to be aware, and ideally he comes downhill. But he's just late. You see him kind of hop. He's just late, and that allows for that big play. It's a good call. And they did a good job of getting their linemen downfield to be there. Good work, good pursuit by Deloach, good pursuit by Green. Oh, this was really nice. So this is a green dog here. So they've got a stunt here trying to get Verse on the inside, and then Fisk on the outside working across to get one of those guys in a one-on-one. Miami does a good job of sliding so that they get two on Verse, and then the back is going to stay in to be the extra on Fisk. Well, you got your one-on-one with the back here. When the back stays in, he's reading right here. When the back stays in, he's a +1. It's a green dog. And that he closes that down. That's excellent. Back stays in, I'm gone. That's great. The thing about Deloach is when he closes, he closes. The speed is so evident. So this was real close here. You got to do a better job on the edge there than that's an Olay block. If you've ever seen one here from Washington. But you still got that out. And this was close to hitting. This is a screen, but you still got to get your hands on him as the backside tackle. You're the key block there. Really well executed on the front side. And I love how this is working all the way across. Right there. He actually starts with the block, then leaks. So it feels like he's really in the run game. And now you've got your speed out here. If he hits this back right now, if he sticks his foot in the ground and hits this back right now, he might still be running. He's just a step late to seeing it. Oh, man. What a weapon to have at tight end who moves like that. Missed block here by, again, that's 2 missed blocks in a row by 76. He's just got to hit this kick out. If he hits this kick out, you got your lead right here. You got an entire wall built, and now you've got one-on-one right there. So you're probably getting a gain, but not a huge one. Got to make that kick out block. It's just he got beat by the speed, basically. So I'm not sure what Emmanuel is doing here because he was in position to maybe dig this out. I think, yeah, he was just evaluating, did he need to log it? And he tried to log it and work his way back here. But when he logged it, he just got slipped a little bit, and that allowed that to get stacked up. Miami's got a good defensive line. More screen. This is a double here, so you've got one on this side. And they throw this one a lot, so you're kind of expecting that. But they pair it with this front side screen. And this is really well defended. I think they were expecting blitz here on 3rd and 14. And if he comes, this hits for a long play. But Guidry guessed correctly. This was the guy coming into the game that I was maybe most afraid of on Miami's offense as a receiver. So just split zone. Pretty good. It's not bad from Fisk. I can live with that. Versus got to attack this just a little quicker, but it's nitpicking. That's excellent right there. So this is another squirt release here. Now notice he's in his shuffle here. So he's not turning his hips to take off downfield. He's confident in his speed. He's just going to shuffle this and then drive on it. That's fine. And that's the difference between giving up a play and not. That's a really good corner play right there. And that's corner play that you have when you really are confident in your physical skills. So Hussey is on the field at this point, and this is where I think they're just hoping, this is second quarter, you're up by 10. You really are hoping that he's going to show enough here to seize this job from this point forward. And this is one of those plays where you could see he's just still thinking a little bit and still a little jittery, because here you've got your situation you want. You brought 4 plus the extra plus 1 when they kept in the back. And Hussey does a great job of stepping down into the robber roll. So they rotate out of quarters, steps down into the robber roll, and then everything's going to get funneled to him. So they're bracketing Restrepo here. They know right now Miami likes to go right here in 3rd and 4 type situations where they're going to throw it. They love to do this sort of thing. Throw it right here. And what Florida State does is rotate right down into it. Go ahead and throw that. That could be a pick. He recognizes that, pulls it, and says, okay, I'm going to come to the side where they ran the little screen flat. Nothing. And now he's break and contain. Young safety doesn't really make the right call here. He should be coming downhill right now, expecting to make the contact. You don't have a coverage responsibility here. Your coverage is already gone. Come downhill, declare, force that quarterback back to your pursuit. Come downhill, meet him aggressively. Don't wait on him. This is why they do those cat and mouse drills. You're supposed to come straight down instead of stopping and waiting. Don't wait on him. But he waits on him and ends up giving up the first down. And that was just where you could see he was a little slow to think about it. But that could have been get him off the field right there. It's the difference with the true freshman. Don't wait on him. Come downhill, make the tackle at the line of scrimmage, and you're done. So this is split zone again. Is it? Yeah, it's split zone. Pretty good job by them on Malcolm Ray here. And you got a backer triggering quick, and Yeah, Bethune's just Bethune gets reached here. Nice play by Cheney. The issue here is you've got that gap interchange, so he's blitzing and he's kind of sliding, and then when they bring that split zone, he's sliding with the splitter, and he's got to be here because he gets reached right there. That's what keeps it. It's a really nice blitz call, but man, they both hit the same gap. So if he doesn't come outside just a little too much, this doesn't hit. But you just missed a gap. And this is another one where your safety here doesn't take the best angle. This is Hussey. He does get him out of bounds, and that it was marginal there. Man, I love this call. You're in position here. So you've got him coming here. If he just hits that hard enough to spill, then you're fine. The issue here is he hits it, but does not spill it, and there's enough space here that he's able to tuck up under there instead of being forced to the contain. It's a nice play, but again, you had the call on to stop it. You just didn't quite get up underneath it enough. This was interesting because when I first watched it, it was like, what is 8 doing here? Like he just stops and waits and then allows the fade. What's going on here is you've got match rules here where he sees this sort of inside stem. He's expecting that when he sees this. See right there? He feels this. He's reading from outside to inside, which is his job. And he's expecting to squat on that and to give over here to the inside guy. And instead they run a slant and fade. And so he ends up out of position. And that's why you see him like, oh, yeah. See, he was pointing here. He's like, I thought I had to switch. Oh, my bad. Let's see if they show it from the other side. Yeah, you see right here, you can see him look. He's got to check. He's got to check inside to this when he's coming outside. Problem is, anything vertical you've got anyway. So it's just a matter of he's getting ready to switch that out, and sometimes you just get stuck, and that's nice play by Miami, but just not covered the best. So I think the reason they didn't call this a safety is because the ball's out right now when contact is made, but honestly, they could have called that either way. So they're in tight here, and then they bring the pressure from the outside. And it's the pressure from the outside that gets there. This is Benson. And that's a tough ask all the way out here against a pretty fast player. And this is where Travis, recognizing here what's going on, he's just got to get rid of this ball earlier. You're not going to win those races to the edge. And that's, I think actually they got the benefit of the benefit though. Miami actually got the benefit of better field position than they'd have gotten out of the safety. And then this was enough to get them the field goal. If they'd gotten the same play out of the safety, you get nothing. So they're in what's a light box here. They point this out. There's only 5 in the box, but the reason for that is they're expecting to get support here. And they just kind of get washed up front. So you see the double team here. And the problem is you've got 1 and 2 here that you're going to have to handle both gaps as the backer. And he heads to the wrong one. Essentially, you've got no choice. And your support. So you've got 1, 2, 3. And then he should have here. And he's got to be the A-gap defender from depth. And you can see he's just late. And that's a hard deal. And he's got to make a play, make a tackle. Safeties have to tackle better for Florida State. That's been the biggest weakness so far this season for the FSU defense. Put Jamie Robinson on this defense, and it's top 4 or 5 in the country. So 3rd and 1 here, and you don't block Jared Verse. That seems like a bad idea. Looks like they didn't block 3 players. Yeah. Well, it's not going to go well for you when you don't block those 3. Oh, man, this was the right call to open the half. Man, I loved this call. So the design here is real simple. What they'd noticed is Miami, when you kick, Miami was pulling this guy back so fast. He retreated so fast that there's all this space out here. I mean, this right here, this is when I was scouting other teams for potential onsides and things. This was a dream. Like, this is exactly what I wanted to see, because then all you had to do was get a good kick in this area, and then you just need screeners up here to sort of run in front. And then from there, all that's going to happen, you're going to have your safety here. He's the guy that's got to come up and recover this. Just make sure that these guys come out and keep these guys from coming from depth and recovering it. And this guy comes in behind the wall, and you got a chance. So the problem is Cypress here gets distracted. He sees the bounce, or both of these guys see the bounce, and they're like, oh, I can go get it. Guys, just screen these guys out, and your guy has it right here. This was just so good. And if these guys do their job and just kind of connect right here, this is an easy recovery. You got the football. You just stole a possession. Oh, right in position. Just didn't execute it. It was a really good call. Love it. Love the aggressiveness. Play to win the game. So this is one of the 2 times that Miami crossed the 50 in the second half. And here you got duo. So you're going to go double, double. Going to block that edge. And then you're one-on-one with the back and the linebacker. This ends up becoming a single because of the stunt. And they bring the extra safety here, and he just kind of gets stuck. Instead of hitting this seam, which if he hits it just right, you got to tackle at the line of scrimmage. He ended up taking out his own guy and taking himself out, while the backer is flowing to this spot because he knows he's got support. Just came with a little aggression. It's all right. It's, you're going to be able to, you're going to have that once in a while. See right there. And, oh man, if he just hits this right, you got your stop. It's a good call. Just make the tackle at safety. That's been the problem. This time, safety comes down, runs it down from behind. This is excellent. He recognizes split zone action. His job is to trace his hips the whole way, run to the football. Really good. You got a safety tackle. All of a sudden, you got a tackle for loss. Once again, this is a counter here. He sees the down block, and he attacks it downhill. You're going to try to spill this too. And Deloach just says, nope, I got this. Gets him in the backfield, and then you get help. Got to finish there if you're Deloach, but not too bad. Once again, they love this receiver screen, and if you're a receiver and you suddenly catch that and you've got Patrick Payton and all that length out there, you go, oh, shoot. 3 guys arriving there. Borregales is pretty good. if you get the laces out. So, whole goal here is to force them to play off. So basically, everybody's going to press the point man when you go trips, especially the boundary. You're going to press the point man, and you can take him with you, take him up this way, but you're forcing the off man out here because you're almost never going to have two guys parallel out here, because then that makes it too easy to pick them. So now you're going to get just an easy access to that once you clear that out. Nice design to get it to your best player. Didn't touch it in the first half. What do? Come straight out and say, well, we're going to get you the ball. And this one, again, similar situation here, but this is an RPO. So you're reading here and here. So you see Travis taking a look at this. When both of these guys flush, you hit right up behind him. That means you got one-on-one from depth. That right there, that's stealing. Nice route. And the other thing is, because this is Keon Coleman out here, he's got Keon Coleman, but he's also coming up to try to steal, to try to rob from Keon Coleman. And then you get this, and he's one on none now. Because he's expecting, he's like, okay, he's going to go to Coleman every time. Nope. And you get Douglas out there. I was surprised that Douglas got run down here by Williams, but Williams was at full gallop when this was caught, so don't look back. Just go. Never look back. When you look back, you slow yourself down. I'm not sure he'd have been caught if he'd have just run. So I expected this call from FSU. I thought they'd run the quarterback here, and I think that was a mistake. It's the same thing that Clemson did, and especially coming out of a timeout situation, they're gonna be prepared to flow over the top to get to that. Still a missed block there. That's the guy you're reading here. So you're reading here. He should be up here. This is honestly a give read. So you're getting out here. This should be a give read because he's staying there. I would think that's a give read, but it's muddy, which to me is always give. And from here, Florida State just dominates defensively for a while until that foolish play. The aggressiveness and blitzing the safeties all day. I really liked what Fuller did. It's a really good throw. So this is an RPO as well, but they've got the rule here is if you've got the one-on-one out here, you can take it anytime you want it as a quarterback on this RPO. And you see him here. The edge comes down. He's got the one-on-one. 2nd and 9. Take your RPO. Hit it. And that's one of the things that makes Norvell's offense so difficult is this is not a called pass. This is a run call. Counter, and that's really well blocked, and this is excellent vision from Benson. So good kick out right there. So you got the down block from Byers. That's good. That's enough. You get the kick out. That's enough. Get contact here. Just get him out in space. When you get him out here, he's the best running back in the country. Once he gets out into the second level, there's nobody else like him. It's all about getting him to that spot. Nice kick out. Nicely done by Washington to get a piece. And again, this is really well set up. Coming to the outside here, and then back inside, sets up his block, and then from here, well, like I said, speed is next level. Nobody else with that kind of thing. Now, my thing is, it sure looks like he's pointing over towards the Miami sideline there. Let's see where he actually is doing this. Yeah, see, I think he might be looking at that Miami sideline over there. That's me. See, I got you. Once again, this is a nice job of finding a way to get the ball to your stud. Just get these guys to clear out. You're forcing space from these two, and just get him the ball on the edge. He's going to do something with it. And by stopping here, you're causing a pile up right there. This was a beautiful screen call. Same one they called earlier, but timing was just so good. And Morlock is just such a better, more fluid athlete than you would ever think by looking at his size, at his height, weight. This once again, this is a dime. Really good throw. Good luck defending that. This is really hard to deal with here on counter. You're going to get this right here downhill from Taylor. And you're asking your center to make this block. He's coming downhill really hard. And that's just really difficult on that backside. It's a tough ask. You got to get there to get to this. This is counter. But if you can't block that backside three with your center, you're never going to be able to run this. So one of the things that you have to do is you have to adjust, and sometimes you'll just tackle, or sometimes the tackle will hinge inside and help, and you just bring the guard. There are things you can do, but that's really good. Oh, that's not Taylor. Who is that? It's Dean? Okay. Yeah, that's really good. Now, he's clearly offside. They should have called that. I mean, come on. His head's even with the ball. I don't understand why that's not called more often. This is the one of 2 or 3 times where the offensive line just didn't do a very good job. And this ultimately was just the 3 guys on the interior getting beat. So Smith whiffs here. So they've got a nice little stunt on. They've got this coming here. Smith gets all turned around, gets whiff there. Emmanuel is trying to help here on the inside, and Roddick checking the outside and then inside, and he just gets a run through. Honestly, Jordan needs to get this out now, get this to here. That was a bad sack. And this is what they're trying to do. You see the little design here. This is a blitz you see a lot of teams do against mobile quarterbacks, because they know that when the quarterback sees these, he's going to be inclined to come out here, and then this is going to hit late, and you're getting a guy with speed on the edge. So you can see Travis feeling that, and he wants to go outside, but he doesn't really feel the blitz there. If he sees this correctly, then you hit this right here. Hit that right now. Just fade a little bit and drop that right in the bucket right as he's going across, and you've got a big gain. But he wanted to scramble and scrambled right into the backer. That was a really good call. Well done by the backer to get across and scrape just right. Still got good field position hitting that in. Third down, you get a stop. And this, how you don't call targeting on this with the way he lowers his head and then launches. It's crazy. 20's a dirty player. And then you get, well, this is where the freak show starts. So not only are you catching that punt like it's nothing, but whoop, make one guy miss. You get a block from CJ Campbell here, and all of a sudden you got a bunch of guys doing their jobs. And then that's almost Peter Warwick-esque. Get upfield. And the thing you notice when he gets out in the open field like this is you're like, dude, that dude is big. Keon Coleman is a big cat, man. It's one of the reasons he's so hard to get on the ground is he is not a small man. Get this outside and whoop. And at this point, Miami, their players are shouting, pointing toward the back of the plane, saying that guy back there is not real. About both Keon and Jordan. Shouldn't be letting this happen. I don't like this call, actually. But this is a really good run through by the backer. And I tell you what, Malinoa, the backer here, was the difference in this game defensively for them. Without him, this game's probably, Florida State probably forces, that was flag. But still, Malinoa, and also to a certain extent flag, they're backers in this game. If they don't play that well, and Malinoa in particular, if they don't play as well as they did, Florida State scores 40 points in this game. There's not much space there, and that's just really good. Got to sift through that. Not a big fan of that play call, but second and goal, and well, let's go to the cheat code. And kind of fortunate that he didn't really get hurt here, because he's being held all the way, and then he falls on his leg. Ball game's over at this point, because Miami's not scoring another 14 points, and at this point, there's a chance you run away, and that right there, ouch. Very fortunate that didn't turn into a high ankle sprain. Still going to feel that the next day. You get that stretch through the top of the foot, but really fortunate that didn't turn into worse. This is why you stretch your joints and take care of all that pregame. But yeah, in position to run away with this game at this point, and then just sort of have that dud thrown out there. Don't really finish on this drive. And then you get this. And, come on. Like, this is just an absolutely inexcusable angle. If he comes over the top here, then you can basically jump up and potentially intercept this. But he's coming so flat that he's actually just going to take out his own guy. And he ends up just doing everything he can not to take out his own guy, and still does. And then you wind up with an 85-yarder. It's the second time they cross midfield in the whole second half. Just ridiculous. It's not the best coverage from Cyprus. Like to see him not stop his feet right there. See how he kind of skips and stops his feet. Stay in your shuffle. Stay in your shuffle. But you're in position to have the safety take this away. To me, this play is the last straw to where the reason you're playing the veteran, the reason you play 3 over 12, say, is that 3 is the veteran and you're less likely to give up huge plays. Well, if this stuff's going to happen, to me, you do with 3 and 12 what you've done with 23 and 20, where 20's now taking more of the reps. To me, Hussey takes more of the reps from here forward, and that's that. Nice run here. Once again, you got counter. This time you get the front side block, or you get the pin down, get the nice kick out, nice lead. Benson to the second level. Once again, 20 really finding ways to try to be dirty. He's twisting up guys' ankles in the piles. It's pretty obvious. You could see he's just not a clean player. They're in 4-minute offense at this point, just trying to run clock. Run clock and ideally get into position to score. And once again, 3rd and 7, you've got an opportunity here, and the toilet flushes. To me, this is where Jordan has to hit this hot. Your hot's right there, but this is not on Jordan. Because if you look at the backside, the reason that this hit, the way this works in terms of protection is you're going to have, because you have 3 to this side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, you're going to wind up with exactly the look that he's showing here. And then this is your mic. That's your mic call. The way this is going to work is, in terms of Florida State's protection rules, is he has to work to the A gap and take the most dangerous defender. And then he works from A gap to next most dangerous. Now, I think he got the wrong call here. This is a right call, and he should be working to the left, to that left A gap. I think he expected this to be here and work from there, and then he's going to take the end guy. But this is a right call all the way. So there's just a miscommunication here. He's thinking that, and he should be thinking this. Now, here's the thing. The rule here for Travis is if you see this, and these two both come from this side, the rule is he's yours. That's your guy. You're responsible for him, and you've got to get it out or find a way to escape him on your own. So this should be a hot right now. And I think he's just trying to look too long to this side. I think Travis, based on this blitz look, should be coming right here. And I think this is a misread. But again, this has got to go right here. It's interesting. I think I'm wrong. I think they had a left call on here. Normally. So how did they call this? So let's see. You got your 4 men on the line. Thinking about their rules. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2. He might have been called the mic. And if he's called the mic, then he stays here and works his way from here to out. And then he's got anything that comes there. Yeah, because he's coming out and he actually steps to the left. I would expect him to stay here and he steps out if you've got that full. Yeah, I was mistaken. Following the telestrator there, I was mistaken. They're going to work to the left here. This should all be here. They're all sliding left. And Smith tries to help here and then work his way back, and Maui Noa just beats it. So I thought this was on Toafili. I was wrong. Yeah, this is on Smith, actually. So you're working here, 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 and here, and then he's got to step into that, and then he's yours. Yep. So I was wrong. They've got a left protection on here, and they'll do that sometimes. I'm a little surprised at the call, but sometimes they'll work their way back to that, and that's what they're doing here, and that's why that came free. So that's on Smith. And Jordan's not going to have time to do much, but with this blitz, I just would like to see him just get the ball out of your hands, get it to the shallow. And see, I think he wants this slot fade out here is most likely what he wants. And from this point forward, it's just a matter of hanging on. And unfortunately, well, last thing here, and I'm going to head out in just a moment. Handling business on the interior. Talk about Miami doing what they wanted against Florida State's front. They could not do what they wanted against Florida State's front. Look at this. All over the place. The pursuit, all there, and I don't think he got that. Really hope the young man's okay. And then we'll go to the final play here. This is fun. Got to play a little bit more in his back hip here, knowing that he's a back shoulder guy. But that's okay. Did it a little bit better in a moment. And then here, vintage Van Dyke. That's why he didn't start the game, and that's ball game. We'll go ahead and wrap there. Florida State beats a university 27-20. Good win over an FCS program. See y'all next week.